Welcome to David Starr. Thank you so much.
So I've got I don't know, 4 or 5 records or albums out front, and I'm going to do a few songs off of 1 or 2 off of each. So give you a smattering. This is off of a CD out there called South and West, and I wrote this song a day or two after what I thought was the when we'd hit bottom, in a way, because it was the day some guy climbed up in a tower in Las Vegas and shot at a bunch of people at a concert, and I thought, what's happened to us? Looking back, what has happened to us? But I wrote this, and I was feeling grateful just to be able to be home, safe in my home, because a lot of those people didn't go home. So it's called Night Rolls Around, and I thought it was a good one to start with, As Night Does Roll Around. Another day, another shot at mercy, one more chance to get it right. So many questions and the answers are few. So many people looking for the light, but the sun's still shining outside. Well, I'm still long for the ride. And if I play my cards right, I'll be here when the night rolls around. One more heartbreak, one more promise gone. It's just another round in the fight. There's only so much of me to go around. Everybody wants a bite, but the sun's still shining outside. Well, I'm still long for the ride, and if I play my cards right, I'll be here when the night rolls around. A frozen moment on a tightrope walk. We try to hold on to what we can, but the planet shakes and the rain falls down as we navigate these ever-shifting sands. So you cast a shadow, you make some noise, try to make your mark in this world. You better break some rules if the rules don't seem right, but do not go quietly with your flag unfurled, 'cause the sun's still shining outside. You're still long for the ride. If you play your cards right, you'll be here when the night rolls around. If you play your cards right, you'll be here when the night rolls around. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When the night rolls around. Thank you. The idea for this most recent album was my grandfather was a lot of things, but one of the things he did was write books and newspaper columns and stuff like that. Let me get rid of this. And the last book he wrote was called Of What Was, Nothing Is Left, which is apropos somehow lately. But it was a tragic story, and I was touched by it when I read it. And I didn't read it when I was young because I was young and busy being young. But when I finally read it, I thought, well, there's good song material in here. So I had a few old copies I'd bought off Amazon, and it wasn't widely distributed, so you had to go looking for them. And so I took several of those books with me to Nashville, and one night at dinner, I gave one to John Oates, and he said, what do you want me to do with this? And I said, well, read it, and you tell me if there are songs in that book. I knew the answer already. I'd already kind of written one out of it a year or two earlier. So he calls me in a few days, and he said, this is so cool. What do you want to do? And I said, let's give that book to some people that write songs that we like, and let's all write songs and make a record from those songs. That's what we did. And it was neat because everybody picked something that spoke to them. And there were a couple of songs that weren't originally from the book but found their way in. And it was a neat collaborative process. And then we reprinted the book. I don't have any of those here tonight because I've sold out of them all here and they're all down in Nashville. I'll bring some back next week. But it was real fulfilling in that respect just to work with a lot of different people. And it meant a lot to me because it was my granddad's book, you know. The only thing I wish is he was here so I could say, how much of this really happened? Because there's all this stuff in there that grandparents aren't supposed to know about, like murder and adultery and betrayal and death and grief. And it changed how I felt about him and how I viewed him, and it made him more real to me, and even though I knew him well. So the title cut of the album is Beauty and Ruin, and I wrote this with my good friend Dana Cooper, who's an amazing singer-songwriter down in Nashville. And so the album was going to be called something else, and this just rose to the surface as what it should be called. It's called Beauty and Ruin. I traveled far through the lonely wood, crawled when I had to, ran when I could. No way to know what I would find. Beauty and ruin at the end of the line. This precious mood I wound up on led me you, and now you're gone. Our sky blue turned cold and gray. Beauty and ruin at the end of the day. Beauty in the sinking sun, union of two lonely ones together in the dark. In the breaking dawn, unforgiving light falls on two hearts torn apart. Heed the story in a face grown old. See the faded glory of the dying rose. Savor the sweet and bitter wine. Beauty and ruin, I was yours and you were mine. We were like wisps in the winds of chance. We'd foul and twist, we'd spin and dance. You spoke to me in words that rhymed, beauty and ruin forever entwined. Beauty and ruin at the end of the line. Thank you. Well, it's hard to find a witness on Main Street anymore, where the old ones laid to rest and the young ones gone to war. It's enough to make you wonder what we're fighting for, when we're closing down the schools and the old grocery stores, but the liquor store's still open and a lawyer does his best. Most of us keep hoping that we'll earn our day of rest. Sometimes at night I wonder what I'm working for. I'm not asking for it all, I just need a little more. It's hard to find a witness on Main Street anymore. It's hard to find a witness down on Main Street anymore. But I love this little town. Don't want to watch her falling down, no. In a world so full of strangers, I want to know my neighbor's name. As much as we're all different, I'd like to think we're all the same. Sometimes I wonder what it is we're waiting for. Could it be this broken promise is an open door? It's hard to find a witness on Main Street anymore. It's hard to find a witness down on Main Street anymore. It's hard to find a witness. Thank you. This is a song off the first album I worked on with John Oates, and it's called Edge of the World. The album's called Head and Heart. It's out there too. First she seems a little broken, certain sadness in her eyes, deep and dark just like the ocean, frightened like a bird about to fly. She believes in better angels, better times to come. that we all may be redeemed one day. No matter what we've done, half the time she's a woman, half the time a little girl. Take her hand, give her half a chance, she'll take you to the edge of the world. She'll take you to the edge of the world. Her passion may consume you if you're standing too close to her fire. Be ready to let go of all that you have known. Be ready to walk high on her wire. Half the time she's a woman, half the time a little girl. But take her hand, give her half a chance, she'll take you to the edge of the world. She'll take you to the edge of the world. Is she an angel passing through this troubled life on weary wings against the wind? Nobody knows. She believes in magic and all that it can do. She'll make you believe in it too. She believes in better angels, better times to come, that we all may be redeemed one day. No matter what we've done, half the time she's a woman, half the time a little girl. Take her hand, give her half a chance, she'll take you to the edge of the world. She'll take you to the edge of the world. 2 years ago, next week, while we were working on this new album with Oates and all these other songwriters, was I got really, really sick one night. And I had to have emergency surgery. And I waited around for 2 days until I was convinced that I should go to the doctor in the ER, and I wouldn't be here if I hadn't, and so I'm grateful that I was persuaded. But while I was in the hospital, I had this dream, and it was a very vivid dream, that my father, who wrote the book, my grandfather, and my father, who was his son, they're both deceased, they both came to me in this dream. It was really vivid and really graphic, and it was really odd the way they appeared to me. So I woke up and I didn't know what to make of all that, and I had the surgery and weeks went by, and I thought I'll never sing because I didn't have any air, and there was all this anxiety about it. But I wrote this song, and I decided that what they were there to tell me was it wasn't time to go yet, which, clearly it wasn't at that moment. So I sent it to Oates, and he sent it back, and he said, I got some ideas for this, can I help you on it? And so I was glad to do that with him. And so this is one I wrote with John Oates. And it's called Rise Up Again. And oddly enough, I've had people send me messages and notes about it, saying it sort of felt like an anthem to them and during this weirdness that we're all going through. So I'll take that any day. If you can write a song that touches people, that's cool. And, anyway, it's called Rise Up Again. Well, my father and his father came to me at night as I tossed my head on a fever bed, praying for the light. The elder spoke in poetry, words dancing round his head. The younger said, see, I was cut down when I was running at full speed, thinking everything I wanted was everything I'd need. Betting I was faster than any wicked wind that blew my way. You will rise up, you will go on. It's not your time, it's just one more storm. We're like leaves scattered to the wind. You will rise up again. Rise. Those are gone before me spoke to me in dreams, telling me my race is not yet run. Their faces lost to history, circumstance and mystery, fading names and places gone to time. For those who were cut down, running at full speed, believing that their destiny was all they'd ever need, betting they were faster than any wicked wind that blew their way. You will rise up, you will go on. It's not your time, it's just one more storm. Though we're like leaves scattered to the wind, you will rise up again. Rise. Like a wild horse in a shadow box, waiting for the sun, I'll dream till my day comes around. And this crooked world won't beat me till I am truly done. I'm not ready for the burying ground. You will rise up, you will go on. Not your time, it's just one more storm. Though we're like leaves scattered to the wind, you will rise up again. Rise up again. Rise. Any wicked wind that blew my way, blows my way. Rise up again. Rise up again. Rise. Rise up again. Rise up again. Rise. Thank you. This is the title cut to the album I worked on with Oates, and it's called The Head and Heart. Love unexpected, love unrequited, feels like trouble when you try to fight it. But like a hurricane wind, like the timeless tide, you can't run, you can't hide. With a head and heart cannot be reconciled. When a grown-up love calls out to you, stirs your inner child, the heart knows there's a price that must be paid. The head knows that decisions must be made. Have you tried everything you can? Said all that can be said, between a woman and a man that just thrown gasoline on a blazing fire, built a fence made out of dreams and razor wire. When the head and heart cannot be reconciled, when a grown-up love calls out to you through your inner child, the heart knows there's a price that must be paid. The head knows that decisions must be made. Well, it's a runaway train, it's a wrecking ball, it's a burning house, and it's bound to fall. Well, it's mandolin rain and a hungry heart, where does the longing end and the true love start? Whole spring's eternal for the likes of you and me. From 1,000 miles away, there's a vandal I can see, like the hurricane wind, like the timeless tide. You can't run, you can't hide. When the head and heart cannot be reconciled, when a grown-up love calls out to you, stirs your inner child, the heart knows there's a price that must be paid. The head knows that decisions must be made. The heart knows there's a price that must be paid. The head knows that decisions must be made. Thank you. Thank you for being here. This one's called Good Is Gone. From the ragged edge of losing you, I fell back to earth, facing my worst fears, living in a world of hurt. There was nothing on a far horizon, everything at my feet. No way to go but up, no easy retreat. Too much time in the rear view mirror, gotta keep moving on. She's calling my name but I can't see her. Color me good is gone. All the splintered conversations that pass for truth these days, chasing our worst instincts instead of choosing the words we say. Well, there's promise on a far horizon, still we wonder why. Nothing ever changes, and true love dies. Too much time in the rear view mirror, gotta keep moving on. She's calling my name but I can't hear her. Color me good is gone. You're not the only one. Think it's time for me to cut and run. Time in a rearview mirror, gotta keep moving on. She's calling my name but I can't hear her. Yeah, color me good is gone. Color me good is gone. Color me good is gone. Thanks so much. Thank you very much. Thanks for supporting this. We appreciate it. Have a great weekend.